Thank you, Speaker. I rise to strongly support this motion. New South Wales has been built by successive waves of migrants, from the first days of the colony to post-war Europeans to more recent arrivals from Asia, the Middle East and Africa. Each has shaped our economy, our institutions and our culture. The Australian Indian community is a powerful and significant part of that story. Yet recently we have seen rhetoric aimed at diminishing that contribution. The hatred and racism directed towards Indian Australians is abhorrent and it has no place in our society. This kind of hate is not new but has been on the rise in recent years. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Asian Australians, including my brother-in-law, were told to go back to China. After the horrific events of October 7, a Palestinian Australian family in my electorate has been targeted with a vile and ongoing anonymous letter campaign. We have also seen an unprecedented surge in anti-Semitism. Ignorance is not just intolerance. It is also sweeping generalisations about who or who isn't Indian. In Leppington, alongside a strong Indian community, we also have large Pakistani, Bangladeshi and Nepalese communities. They too have been subject to abuse because those spreading hate are unwilling or unable to tell the difference. Speaker, before entering Parliament, I was a chair and director at organisations supporting migrants and refugees. And I note that I did so alongside the then Minister for Multiculturalism, Mr. Mark Curray, the member for Oatley. And these organisations gave people a second chance, and I saw firsthand the pride in multicultural Australia, giving back to the country that had welcomed them and their ancestors. It's one of the reasons I'm in this place. In my inaugural speech, I said there is still more work to do to make sure that our parliaments, our boardrooms and our corridors of power look, sound and think like my family, my neighbours and my mates. That work continues, and it is why I stand in support of this important motion. Speaker, leadership matters most in difficult times. Martin Luther King said, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy." That is the true test of leadership, not taking a week for a media release to call out Senator Price or for her divisive language. It's the hard choices, ones that might bring a barrage of abuse, cost you votes or donations. It is refusing to hand a platform to those who seek to divide. It is not using someone who made appalling remarks about the Indian community as a drawcard for your fundraiser. That is not leadership. The recent rise of the far right and neo-Nazis has been fuelled by distrust in institutions, especially politics. What has fed that distrust is the very lack of leadership I have just described. The easy way out, the path of least resistance. By contrast, the Minns Labor government has made clear where it stands. We have called out the hatred and met with leaders of the Indian Australian community to listen and to act. And today, through this motion, we send a very clear message. We acknowledge the invaluable contributions of the Australian Indian community. We stand united against those who would sow division and undermine our social cohesion. And we celebrate the migrant story that has enriched every corner of this great state. Speaker, Australia is the envy of the world because we have built a multicultural democracy on fairness, equality and mutual respect. That success was no accident. It was forged through principle, inclusion and most importantly, vigilance, especially when it is under threat. Being Australian is not defined by birthplace or accent, it is defined by our commitment to each other. In that spirit, the Indian Australian community exemplifies the very best of us, and I commend this motion to the House.